Hey guys, welcome back to King's Outdoor Life. Not sure how many sections I'm going to put this video into, but today is today, and I'm going to change out the tires on the Rhino. Let me show you what I got. These that are on here are 25s, and these are 27, so that should give me more ground clearance and also more aggressive tread. These are called mud lights, these mud tires here. So 27-inch mud lights are going to go on, and if I don't like them, I'll switch them back. That's the beauty of things like this. So I've got the air hose here. I've aired them up. It called for 18 psi. I went with 16. I'd rather have a softer ride. And I've got the impact socket on there. Let me figure out which socket fits these that are on here. And funny story, there's missing one for every single wheel, because he was riding down a trail and the tire came off when he swapped these on here. So he took one lug nut off each tire just in order to have 3 on each tire in order to put that one tire back on. So I bought new lug nuts here, and these are the kind that have a tool with a spindle design. So we're going to put those back on here. That way they'll all have 4, and we'll have extras. So let me figure out what size socket we got. We'll put the jack on here and jack this baby up and swap them out. So I got the first one off. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean this while we're at it, while I got it off. Alright, so I got those on, got them tightened down. I like the way they look really cool. I'll just show you here, we got the back ones off, and I cleaned all that off, washed around the brake drum and stuff while I had that. But I was going to show you this too. Check out these tires I'm putting on here. They're bigger than the tires to the little Acura that I drive around on a daily basis, just my runaround car. So notice my wood blocks there. The jack would not extend high enough because of the ground clearance and the suspension on this. So I put those two 4x4 blocks on there to lift it up higher. Got this one off and ready to go. I'll stick it back on there real quick. Field is more like it in my case. All right, then I will tighten those up with the socket once I let it down the jack. Let's throw the other side on real quick. Let the jack down. Hey, yeah, man, that thing sits pretty. We'll take our tool, our socket, our extension. Ooh, that's tight, good. And we'll go to the other side. All right, so we have went over to check the game camera, no deer, so I didn't bother to show you footage of a bunch of raccoons and possums. Next order of business here, we've got a few things on order for the Rhino. So we got a back windshield and a gun rack and a new tail light. Tail light is busted out here, so we got to try to figure out that. I'm gonna try to replace the tail light without taking off the side of the dump bed. I hope I can do that. Anyway, we'll try to do the back glass first and go from there. All right, so modification number one, rear windshield. This is just a flexible windshield, and what that does, that keeps that air from flowing back in on you, especially in the cold air. When it gets cold and you're out hunting, it'll come blowing back in on you, so that'll help that a lot. And that looks pretty good. Maybe supposed to line up with those. May need to go a little higher with it, but other than that, it looks to be in good shape. So on the Rhino, back a little bit, you can see, kind of running out of daylight here tonight, but working on the Rhino a little bit before we go to basketball games. The tail light was busted, so I had to take off this fender. It was the easiest way to get to it, and I just had to buy the whole case. You could buy just the lens for 20 bucks. You can buy the whole light assembly for 30 bucks. And I bought the lens first thinking, oh, I'll save 10 bucks. But the way that mounts down in that roto molded case, it did not come out without just coming all to pieces. So I've got to take this thing apart. Let me set this down here. There we go. And put this back together. So this just fits in there and turns. And then the hardest part will be putting it all back together with the fender. Get it lined up here. And turn it like so. So here's what I discovered. If you're watching this as a how-to, you take this off and then take this completely off the fender and put this piece in there first before you wire it in and snug it up, and then put this on right here. Line up those holes. Make sure you're lined up, because what that does is the tie down that's on the inside of the bed that mounts like here, just like this. Put that on first, and then it comes with all these little clips here, and I went ahead and bought new ones. I mean, they're just a few bucks at the parts store to clip all those pieces back in place. So put the lens on the plastic first, then wire it in, then put it in up here, then bolt on the 2 bolts here from the inside, and then put all the little plastic pieces in place. And by raising it, it seems to be easier to work on it with it in a raised position. All right, let's put it back together. All right, all the plastic back on, and the light works. I thought about it, the last screw I was putting in. I guess I should have tested that, but yeah, looks good. The left one looks brighter, the new one that is. I wonder if it's brighter or just clean. All right.